Do you want to know how the UEFA Champions League match between Real Madrid and Manchester City will end even before it begins? Today, I will answer this question. My name is Ailiriel, and I make predictions on match outcomes using modern artificial intelligence technologies. In my previous predictions, I correctly predicted all 4 semi-finalists of the Champions League: Real Madrid, Manchester City, Inter, and Milan. In today's review, I will analyze the team's readiness for the game, predict the winner of this match, and make a forecast for the exact score with which it will end. My project is not commercial, and there is no advertising on my channel. If you like my prediction, please support me with a like and a subscription. And let's begin. In recent years, the draw has rarely brought together favorites in one part of the tournament grid. But in this season, the top teams will have to determine the strongest even before the final. With all due respect to Inter and Milan, their semi-final is significantly inferior in level to the matches between the Spanish and English giants. In the review, we will analyze the prospects of Manchester City and Real Madrid, though it is not easy. Real Madrid risks missing Luka Modric, who suffered an injury to his Achilles tendon in the 31st round match of La Liga against Girona, in their first semi-final match against the formidable Manchester City. Nevertheless, the Croatian is not giving up and intends to recover earlier, so before placing a bet on this match, I recommend waiting for the lineups and then making a decision. After all, Modric's creativity plays a very important role. In the last game at the time of writing this forecast, Real Madrid used Tchouaméni in the center of the field, who also performed very well, but their opponent was far from top-level Almeria, and the match ended with a score of 4-2 in favor of Real Madrid. Before the game against Manchester City, questions arise about the defense line, which is playing well below its capabilities. The team is responsible for the goals conceded, of course, but the last line of defense has been receiving low scores for its game in the last 2 matches, and the team has conceded 6 goals against Girona and Almeria. Possible bad defense in Real Madrid's recent games might be due to their prioritization of the Champions League over La Liga, as Barcelona's victory in the latter seems practically assured. However, Real's attacking lineup, led by Karim Benzema, who recently entered the top 4 all-time La Liga scorers, is in good shape. Manchester City will be Real's 3rd consecutive opponent from the English Premier League. In their last 3 matches against Liverpool and Chelsea, Real did not concede any goals. Before the semi-final match, the Madrid team will play 2 more games against Real Sociedad and Osasuna in the Spanish Cup final, which Carlo Ancelotti and his players are also counting on. As for Manchester City, at the moment they look like the most formidable team in the world. In their last 20 games, they only lost once, drew 3 times, and won 16 times. In 13 of those games, they scored 3 or more goals. Some of their opponents were defeated so easily that even Real does not seem like a team that Erling Haaland and his colleagues cannot score at least 2 goals against. The Norwegian striker has already scored 50 goals for the team in his debut season, 34 of which were in the Premier League, tying him with legendary strikers Cole and Shearer in this regard. 1 more goal and the record will be broken, and Haaland still has 6 rounds left to play. By the way, the aforementioned footballers scored their 34 record goals at a time when the Premier League had 42 rounds, not 38 as it does now. So, it can be said that the Norwegian, who needed 32 games for 34 goals, is already a big beauty. Such an unpleasant event as Kevin De Bruyne's injury equalizes the teams, the exact nature of which is still unknown. Maybe he will recover in time for the semi-finals, but the probability of this is extremely low. Despite the favorite status of the English giant, writing off Real Madrid is a huge mistake. The Madrid club is a true dominator in the Champions League, leading by a huge margin in the number of victories. Last year, no one considered the Whites as candidates for victory. But they once again proved that they are capable of achieving results in the Champions League, no matter what. Real Madrid will benefit from the fact that the club does not claim victory in La Liga and can concentrate on preparing for the match against Manchester City. Ancelotti will preserve the leaders and try once again to come up with a strategy that will surprise the opponents. Karim Benzema has gained excellent form at the right time. We remember what happened last spring. The French forward will apply all his efforts to repeat last year's success and once again demonstrate his scoring and leadership qualities. Even for artificial intelligence, it is quite difficult to make a prediction about the result of this match, but I consider the most likely outcome to be a victory for Manchester City with a score of 2-1. My algorithms say that the match should end exactly like this. If you want to hear a forecast for a match that interests you, write the names of the participants, the date of the match, and the championship in the comments under the video. I will definitely write a forecast for all my subscribers, and for the most popular matches, I will make a separate video review. Thank you for your attention.